Hello, greetings and salutations. How the hell are you? I hope everything's going your way, and I want to welcome you to today's exciting new episode of Kurt Awaits Death. Aren't we all awaiting to die and then do this all over again? We can only have faith. All right, so today I'm fixing a water leak in my camper. Tell you the truth, I have my bed picked up. I have my bed tore apart. There we go. My bed tore apart. There's my Keep Me Alive device, otherwise known as space heater. I have to fix that. It used to go the other way, but oh, it's no problem. It's no problem. I can do all things through Christ that strengthen and empower me. So I don't have my flashlight, so bear with me. Right there, you see the T that's on top of the other one right now? That goes to my bathtub faucet so I can wash my ass. Watch the stank of the mortal world off of this mortal vessel. So it's leaking. It's got a crack on it. You can't even see it, so I ain't even messing with the zoom in, zoom out crap. I'm gonna tell you something. This is my drain in here, and there's like a P-trap thing on here. I don't know who fastened that. Damn Samson came back from the grave and gripped that thing. He choked that thing like a chicken. And it oh boy, if I ever have to take this tub out of here, I have to go to war with this thing. Snakes down like it's a P-trap. Comes up here, it vents out all stank. It goes down to the gray water tank. If I ever take this thing loose, boy, I'm gonna have fun with that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna have to just I don't know. I'm probably have to cut this thing. I don't know. I have to get some big old pliers, take my bed apart again, and then hope I can weasel them pliers in, and I'm gonna have to turn that thing if I ever have to. But thankfully, best I can tell is the leak is that T. So somebody came through here and they put shark bites on here. All right, now some people don't like shark bites. Some people like them. Some people really don't like them. I don't know. It's an RV. I'm thinking about selling it anyway. I'll tell you something. That oscillating tool, that's the Hercules one from Harbor Freight. It works fantastically. Okay, that thing is the reason I could get in there so easily. Let me tell you something. I had to cut some screws that went through some stuff, and it started smoking, but I had bottles of water over there. Yeah, so if I saw fire, because dry wood, and it gets hot, it combusts. I put the water on it real fast. Take safety precautions first. All right, so I got some of the shark bite line right here. I was going to get CPVC, but then I was like, you know what? I'm a risk taker. Uh-oh. I'm a loose shitter, too. I got a T. Where you go, T? I'll find it in a minute. Oh, no. What did I do with it? Today's exciting episode, will Kurt find the shark bite T? This is a shark bite coupling. All right. Now, my strategy is to cut all the stuff. Wish I had that T. I'll find it when I get off of here. You're just going to take my word for it. If you want to know what it looks like, go Google it. So, I'm going to take this handy dandy thing right here. This is a tube cutter. I like this style. Tell you why. Because you can take your time with it. You can tighten it and round it around and round. If you take them big old pliers things, unless they're like really sharp and good quality, it's not really hard to squeeze that tubing to cut it. And sometimes you slightly collapse something. You didn't even know it. The side that goes in it or whatever, you slightly collapse it in. This right here, you can do the same thing with this if you try to do it in one cut. But if you take your time and you go around and around and around, eventually it'll fall off and you won't indent the hole or any of that stuff. And then you kind of clean off your burr. See, that's what it looks like from the factory. And then this is the side you cut. So you kind of get a little tapered thing going on there. But cool thing about these is this is your little release tool if you make a mistake. And this is really cool technology, okay? And I hope they perfect it, because this right here, I can see why glue would be better than this, because duh, that stuff, it like welds it together. This has got like some teeth inside of it, and it grips it, and there's like an O-ring, I believe, in there. And there's a lip inside of there, so this thing bottoms out in it. I'm not going to push this in there because it is kind of a pain to release it. It gets a good grip. It's got a good grip right now. I'll do that off camera. I have a T somewhere around here. I bet it's in my pocket. I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm seriously considering selling this camper. I want to live like a wild man in the desert in the back of my truck. And preach in the desert among the sagebrush. You know, I was listening to a prophetess there, a female prophet. I like listening to her. I can't remember these people's names. They come in and then they leave. Ain't that how people are? They come in when we need them, and they just go. It's okay. But she said the desert will bloom in June. And there were videos leading up to hers that were all relevant to me. And it's June. And I don't know. I'm in the desert. Go on, bloom. It's June. And haven't had time to like post and write very much. Haven't had time to make content. It doesn't help that for some reason I have 40 gigs of hotspot data, right? Well, I have 40 gigs of it. For some reason it's really slow right now. I'm going to call AT&T and see about that, because it just started happening. And it's not supposed to slow down until, like, my understanding is until I use 30 gigs of it. And I was using it to download videos, which is completely asinine that I can turn a hotspot data on and download from onto my laptop and then upload it to like YouTube or something, right? But I can't just download the video on here unless I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Like, where is the setting to turn that crap off? Because I know sometimes they have settings enabled you don't know about. That's ridiculous, though. That is ridiculous. I shouldn't even have the option. Because one time I got it to download, and I don't know why it cooperated, but I was able to do that and upload. And the hotspot needs to work, because I have to upload messages. Because Facebook deletes your live videos like 30 days after you post them. So I have things to do. I got my power bill straightened out. My first one was $10. Look at that, guys. I got a $10 power bill. I was fortunate on that one. Let's see what happens next time I sit here with these lights on. That ain't kosher. I'm tired. My couch will fold out into a bed. And so I have somewhere to sleep. And if I didn't, I would just go to a hotel and come back and fix this tomorrow. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that. But I'm going to sleep on this couch if I have to. I probably will have to, because I can't get another board for that right there. And it's getting dark and late at the trailer park that I'm at, which I'm thinking that I should go ahead and head on out at the end of the month. I think I'm going to try to get my driver's license. I'm going to fix this pipe first. Then I'm going to clean some trash out of my car. And I'm going to clean up my truck. And hopefully my power bill comes in the mail to my address out here. And then I can go get a driver's license. driver's license, I'll then head on over to my property. I'm looking at another piece of property up here in the actual little town. I made the gentleman an offer. He was a nice guy. He's a real nice guy. He works for a gold mine right at the end, right at basically the end of the road before it turns into dirt road. But I talked to him about it. He had to go out of town, so I think he's going to think about it, and then we'll talk about it again. Something I got to say, guys, if you fall in love with the scenery of Nevada in my videos, something I really need to tell you about before you jump, oh, there's cheap land out there, I'm going out there. It's a great place. Let me tell you the truth. One of my main impressions here is I don't see everyone with smartphones in their hands. Now in Alabama, I've seen a lot. Everybody's staring at these things. It's addictive. We're addicted to them. Till we're not. But we get carried away on these phones. We watch them nonstop, and they're addicting. And you don't see that out here. Like, I'm sure they got smartphones. I'm sure they watch a video on them, but most people are not messing with smartphones. And it's interesting because it's very interesting to me because it's like they weren't affected by the smartphones, right? Because they remind me of how people in Alabama were before the smartphones came into our lives. We were pretty nice to each other. We were pretty decent to each other. We were, we weren't as stressed out. And so, there's other factors to life in Alabama. We are talking about a state, and it's not the only one, but I can tell you from experience about this one. That place, I'm getting a word in my head when I think of it. Like two of them. Prison colony is one, and slave plantation is two. And the prison colony comes from, there's a ton of people incarcerated in Alabama. And when you listen to people talk, it's like they don't believe in a trial, or they don't believe in the correct justice system that the founding fathers there tried to institute in this country. That thing called innocent until proven guilty. Due process. Legitimate due process. I don't know what the hell. I don't know who the hell's running Alabama. But like I said, those are the two terms I get. I get that because, boy, they love throwing folks in jail. And it's like, I think the people of Alabama got this bias to them. They love to see somebody get punished. And I think they channel it into any time somebody is even alleged guilty. It don't matter who alleges them either. They love that shit. And they love seeing somebody get in trouble for some reason. It's like it activates their dopamine receptors. I'm teasing right now, but there's some truth in what I'm teasing about here. I'm trying to bring a little bit of awareness to it. And you have a bunch of politicians and whatnot, and people who always, the solution is always more prisons, right? It's never let's fix the problems. Let's do something about the root cause that leads people to incarceration. Let's fix a problem, because that state cannot even fix potholes, but they got money to buy prisons. It don't make no sense. People's power bills are out of control. Like, really out of control. It's borderline corrupt as hell in there from what I'm seeing and hearing from the folks living there, having to deal with Alabama Power basically runs the whole damn show of Alabama. That is what I'm hearing. And it's like, I don't even know if voting will fix that problem, because that problem just seems a lot deeper than red guy bad or good or blue guy bad or good. It just seems a little bit deeper, in my humble opinion. So I don't know what to tell you, but you know. And the second phrase I heard is slave plantation, because the wages are appalling. The wages are appalling. And it goes beyond the wages. It seems the people who are working with their hands, the people who are changing your oil and your tires and fixing your motor and your transmission and building your buildings and welding your stuff and everybody else that I'm not even included, but you know who you are. You're running around and you're doing the hard stuff, the hands-on stuff. You're getting your hands dirty. You deserve better. All right? You deserve better. You deserve to be seen as better. You deserve to get paid more money. Because what's happening in Alabama is appalling. What's happening in that state is absolutely appalling. And I'm not going to sit here and just shoot off the hip and say, I don't know why people stick around there. I stuck around there a long time. And then God moved. And when he moved me here. And I can see there is a massive difference in how things are here and there. And it's eerie. It's like I'm supposed to be witnessing the difference. I'm supposed to be testifying and talking about the difference. And it really is like I've stepped in a time machine. I got on a magic airplane. The airplane had to be magic. And it took me back in time. And in a different geographical location. It's funny, isn't it? I talked a lot over the years about how I remembered Alabama, and some part it was like I could swear people were trying to tell me that, and I've seen a few of them tell me, and I heard a few of them tell me that wasn't true. That ain't how it was. It's like how it is in Alabama everywhere, and that's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Like, I kept thinking, is it really just nostalgia in memory? Because people do that, where they remember something better than it actually was. And I kept talking every once in a while, and I made a big thing about it, but I would say I remember it was different. And today, after seeing the difference, feeling the energy, interacting with the folks of Nevada all the way across northern Nevada, from Reno and Tahoe to Pyramid Lake, to Fallon and Fernley, to Winnemucca, to Crescent Valley and Eureka County, to Carlin and Elko, a little bit of Montello, a place called Montello, right out there near the border of Nevada and Utah. I can tell you today, there was something to me whenever I would say things like, it was different. It was different before smartphones in Alabama. And I can say that without a doubt now. Because for some reason, people have smartphones here, but the smartphone addiction, it seems to have missed them. Because they remind me so much of the kindness and the hospitality and the pleasantness and the positivity of how Alabama used to be before smartphones. So if you want my honest opinion, smartphones have wreaked havoc on everyone that has become like ensnared to them as an addiction. And if I could, I would hit a switch tomorrow and smartphones would vanish and the internet would be radically restructured. Social media would it would be gone, and there would be some kind of thing that got installed in people's brains that prevented them from ever conceiving the concept of social media ever again, because it has wreaked havoc. It has wreaked havoc. We can say that people have the absolute free will and the freedom to be adults. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we cannot neglect and ignore psychology and psychological factors and mental faculties of this existence. And we have to take that into account. And it's like a fight with yourself. I can't talk about how someone who has a substance abuse problem, how they experience life. I can't talk about that because I don't know about that, but I can tell you it's probably really bad. And addiction is an awful thing. Very hard. But I wanted to get back and say that, listen to me. If you think that where you're at living, regardless if it's Alabama, maybe it's California, maybe it's Canada, maybe it's New York, maybe it's Pennsylvania, who knows? If you feel like you do not want to continue to live there, if you feel like it's not your cup of tea and you just aren't having the greatest existence there, geographical factors, if you're on a hardcore spiritual journey, they ultimately do not matter. I will say that first. But I'm not talking to the Buddhas and the Jesuses and the gurus of the world right now. I'm talking to the everyday people. As Jesus said, if you don't fit in, if they don't receive you, well, shake the feet from your sandals on the way out. That means you can take that two ways. You can be a passive-aggressive, dust them off at the gate, or you can move so fast the dust can't hang on your sandals or your shoes. Somewhere out there is your Canaan land. Somewhere out there is your land of milk and honey. Somewhere out there and somewhere inside of you too is the place you're looking for. On my side of the world, we call it heaven. Other people may call it nirvana. Other people may just call it paradise. Other people may just call it home. But usually when you feel those feelings, it's something calling out to you somewhere. And believe me when I say this to you, I wish God would just tell me what the shit shack he wants me to do, and it would be so much easier. But that would take out so much of the experience of life if we just came here and we were told what to do. I thought whenever I completely surrendered and I said, I'm yours to command around, Lord. I'll do whatever you want. I'll go wherever you want. I thought for sure that at some point he was going to start talking to me. Isn't that what all the prophets said? They heard him. And as my wisdom grows and as I study the Bible and I meditate on it, I think about it, meditate on it, I realize they're just using like the word told, or they like whatever word conveys that he was interacting with them. They say it like it spoke to me. But in my experience, I have only heard a voice probably twice in my entire life. And the rest of it, I had to piece together in hindsight. One of them, I had hit that state that a lot of yogis, a lot of people look for, trying to get to. That blissful state, that at complete peace. And the mind was thoughtless. It was completely silent. And then I heard it. But could you have done that alone? It's clear as a bell. And then here we are. Now here we are after a long chain of events. I'm going to tell you something, guys. Spiritual powers, soul abilities, psychic powers, whatever you want to call them, they 100% exist. They 100% are real. They 100% exist. When you're thousands of miles away, and in my case, when you're thousands of miles away and you feel and it doesn't hurt, and someone else is feeling something and you're feeling it right there. I can't explain it scientifically. I can't do that. I don't care to sit there and fathom it psychically, scientifically. But what I can tell you is that it's real. It is 100% real. And because it's real, I have made so many videos about my spiritual adventure for years now. I am here now. Do you think I ever would have thought I'd be in Nevada, hanging out in a camper, trying to fix a water leak? No. The way I see it is that if God led me here, if the divine lay out a path as I was walking one day and I walked down it without even knowing, I'm inclined to believe there's a reason I am here. And I don't know what it is. I could sit here and I would be lying if every once in a while I don't sit here and think, how can I piece it together to know how better to serve God by knowing what He wants me to do? And it's ultimately leading to the conclusion, I don't have to know. I just have to be here. I just have to be willing and ready to keep going. And you know what? If you're not, He drags people. You hear that poem, Footprints in the Sand? It's so sweet sounding. Sound is so sweet. But in the times when there was only one set of footprints, I asked you, Lord, where were you then? And He said, those are the times I carried you. Well, you know what? Those are the times He dragged you. Those are the times He threw your ass. He didn't carry you. He told you that. Make you feel better. He picked you up and threw you like a football. And you know, the funny thing, and you know, God gets a little rough with us sometimes. A whale ate Jonah. A profit-driving car hit Kurt. Man got out to go, signs and wonders. Looked like a Muslim mystic or something. Just as I was thinking, how am I, what the hell? How am I ever going to get to Nevada? And then God threw a car at me. I don't know why I'm here. And that's an important lesson that we can all learn something from, isn't it? We walk not by sight, but by faith, don't we? I find the more that I add on to my life materialistically, the further away from God I seem to go. And let me try and simplify that. I find that the more I have, the more problems appear. Isn't that how some people say suffering, right? The more you have, the more cans of worms you open, the more worms there's going to be. I bought a truck. All kinds of problems came from that. I bought this camper. You see what I'm doing, right? I could have been at more peace right now, sleeping in a car in the middle of the desert or in a tent, reading the Bible. And that might sound insane, but look who's saying it. You know, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Something miraculous is coming. I can't tell you what it is. Hell if I know. I can't tell you when it is. Heaven if I know that either. But what I can tell you, something miraculous is coming. Something incredible is coming. I get up here and a message I got the other day, I want to share it with you. I haven't shared it yet. Message I received from the divine. I preach and I encourage and I try to guide. And a lot of what I say is 100% channeled. It flows right in and it flows right on out. And the things that I share with you, that I receive, it's meant for someone. It's meant for someone. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they're at. It's meant for them. It's meant for the one that can change everything. It's meant for the one who always could. It's meant for the one that lives in us all. But someone out there, what I'm saying, all these messages, all these things, it is imperative that they will receive them. I know that's right, because I can feel the Spirit move. But I want to encourage everyone that you play an important role in this show that we all seem to have different terms for. God's plan. Those dreams, those things you see inside of yourself that you don't know where they came from. You've got to bring them from inside to outside. It's up to you. It's up to you. If you try, God will empower you to do it all. There's a new age beginning, and when I say new age, I don't mean the spiritual club. I don't mean that. There's a new era and a new time upon us, and I don't know what it's about. And a lot of people have been studying their Bible word by word, but they don't see inside the word. And they say, well, this is the revelations. It's all coming to an end. It's always coming to an end. Ain't something always dying and being born. Ain't something always being loud and being quiet. Ain't there always a season beginning and a season ending over and over and over again? But what I can tell you is that something miraculous, something incredible, something that fills my heart and my body with peace and bliss is right around the corner. I'm beyond the point of saying that somehow this was all a coincidence. Somehow it just kept, things just kept happening. It's just all these coincidences. There's no way. There's no way. There's just no way that it could all be a coincidence. There's just no way that it was all just one random occurrence after another. There's no way. There's no way. If it is, may I die in the desert. If it is, may I die in the sands. May the world point and laugh and say, he really thought something was there, didn't he? He really believed it with all of his heart, didn't he? You're damn straight. Oh, I've got the faith of a mountain. I got enough faith to set it all on fire and dance in the light. Oh, I've got enough faith that if I said mountain move, within the next week, there would be developers at that mountain turning it into a flat subdivision. I am unafraid of much of anything these days. I tell you the truth, if the lights turned out tonight and my eyes never opened again, it was enough. But I'm going to tell you something else that goes with that. I could jump off of a vertical drop of a mountain, of a cliff, of an edge tomorrow, and I could plummet thousands of feet. But if my time is not now, then I would not die. There is a time, there is a place for everything. I am here for some reason that I don't know anything about, and some reason that is only going to be obvious in hindsight, because hindsight is, as they say, 20/20, isn't it? Tired. I gotta put this fitting on here. See how well shark bites do. If it leaks, I can always. These are easy though. Remove this. Snap in some PVC, then I could glue the coupling on. Do it right. I want to get it over with. I honestly didn't know how much room I would have in there, but I cut it open and I realized, wow, I have plenty of room. And I am so tired now. All right, guys. I hope everything goes your way.